and graphics triangles are purely visual. Now for the most part, the programmers made it so that every surface triangle has a corresponding graphics triangle. But there are some exceptions, and so if there's a wall triangle with no corresponding texture, then that would count as an invisible wall. So let's look at some examples. In the hallway leading up to Bowser in the Dark World, there's an invisible wall right after the trap door. Obviously it was put there because this whole hallway is a trap and you're not actually meant to get to the end of it. Then in Tiny Huge Island, there's an invisible wall in the water all along the edge of the course. So this is a rare case when there actually is a wall at the edge of the course instead of just out of bounds. Now if you remember, when you swim into out of bounds, Mario's movement gets cancelled and so you're just kind of stuck there until you turn all the way around. The programmers obviously didn't like that behavior, so they added a wall here so that you can swim along the edge instead of getting stuck. Because remember, walls let you move along them, but out of bounds cancels your movement. And note that this wall is also present in the tiny version of the island. Then in the slide in Tall Tall Mountain, there's an invisible wall in the shape of a little rectangle at the top of the end of the first tunnel. So you might be wondering why that's there. Well, based on footage of the game's beta, we can actually conclude that this is a remnant of a left turn sign that used to be in that spot. It's kinda blurry, but it's there alright. So that means at some point, the programmers removed the graphics for the left turn sign, but accidentally left in the collision. Also in the Tall Tall Mountain slide, if you head the wrong way and go down the dead end path, you can see that they put a big invisible wall here. This is so that you can't fall off from here and land on a later part of the slide. Instead, they wanted you to plummet to your death. But since now we can see the exact edges of this big wall, we can actually just navigate around it and land on a later part of the slide anyway. In fact, here I've landed on a part after the loading zone, so the rest of the slide isn't even loaded. And so if I continue ahead, I just fall off and die. Then in Big Boo's Haunt, there's an invisible wall above the center of the merry-go-round. It's like a little column sticking right out of the pyramid. See, the camera in this room is normally situated right in the center above the pyramid, and they wanted to prevent you from going through that spot since that could cause the camera